Okay, this is for the Dietary Analysis video assignment. The date of the appointment is 11/16/2022. The patient ID number is 00217. The patient is a 22-year-old female presenting for her nutritional counseling. So I would go grab my patient from the waiting room and bring her into a private area. Hi, Hannah. Thank you for coming for your dietary analysis. Thank you for taking part in the 5-day nutritional diary. I really appreciate that. We're going to go over a few things before we go over your nutritional diary. So I have reviewed Hannah's medical history, and I have found that she is taking Zoloft for anxiety, and she doesn't have any diseases, conditions. Zoloft is the only medication that is impacting or could impact her overall health and dental health. She has no dental or social history, no barriers to nutritional counseling. Her chief complaint would be that she has a problem with having time to floss. That's her chief complaint. And she wants to improve that and incorporate different ideas on how to floss. So we will go over that when we go over OHI. So Hannah, the purpose of the dietary analysis is the relationship between your diet and what we're finding, and how your diet relates to any dental findings that we may have or problems that you may have. So first we're going to go over the EOIO, and that can contribute to your dietary analysis as well. So I performed the EOIO on her. I did not find any signs of nutritional deficiency. And I'm going to go over OHI with the patient. So I would show the patient how, Hannah, I'm going to show you how to brush, and I want you to demonstrate brushing back to me. And then I will show her how to floss, and then she would demonstrate flossing back to me. And then, Hannah, you stated that you have trouble flossing and finding time to floss. I recommend, a lot of times, I floss with string floss at night, as you should too, but I also love the proxy brushes, so I'm just going to show you how to use those today, and you could incorporate those after meals to get any food stuck out of your teeth. It helps to get the plaque in between your teeth as well, which contributes to caries, and so that'll be super beneficial for you. And then we're going to go over some OHI. So we'll go over the dental caries, and first we're going to go over what we found today. So your caries classification was moderate, considering you do seem to snack quite often on your sugar intake, and you have had a few restorations in the last couple of years. It does look like your water intake is good though. So your plaque index was at 30%. We want to get that down to 0%. That's not terrible, but let's work on, for the next visit, let's work on getting that closer to 0%. And your perio is, and you have, it looks like you have slight gingivitis as well, and that is caused by the bacteria under your gums, and we'll go over that. So let's go over some stuff here. So here's some foods that can be enemies for your teeth, as we like to say. So it doesn't look like you've been snacking on a lot of chips from your 5-day analysis or potatoes, crackers. I didn't see much of that. There was some, it looks like in your diet, there was some bread, which is okay, but we wanted to make sure that we're doing this moderately. I noticed that you drink orange juice about every day. We just have to remember that that is an acidic food and that can cause damage to your teeth. Plaque bacteria that uses sugar, it makes acid and it attacks the enamel of our teeth. And it can attack your tooth surfaces for up to 20 minutes after you have been eating. So make sure that you're incorporating water in between meals, which it looks like you're already doing, so that's great. Just continue to do that. So the dental caries process. So tooth decay occurs when there is damage to the tooth surfaces that is caused by bacteria in the mouth, which is something that we've been worried about could be worried about with your oral health just because you've had previous dental caries. And this is caused by the acid that attacks the enamel, the outer surface of your tooth. The decay-causing bacteria that comes into contact with the sugars and starches that are in our foods, it actually forms the acid, and the acid will then attack the enamel, and the enamel will lose its minerals. If you continue to drink foods that are high in sugar, this continued cycle of acid attacks will happen, and the enamel actually loses the minerals. So here's a good picture that shows the sugar feeds the bacteria and it makes the acid that damages the outer tooth surfaces. So it does look like you have do intake of quite a bit of sugar, and let's see. So we put you at gingivitis. And gingivitis is a form of gum disease that causes irritation, redness of the gums, and inflammation. It should be taken seriously and treated. It is reversible, so that is good. If you don't treat gingivitis, it could lead to periodontitis, which is bone loss, and we don't want to get there. So let's treat this gingivitis back to healthy gums. How I determine that you have gingivitis is your gums are swollen, puffy, they're bleeding slightly. They were bleeding while I was probing and checking your gingival levels. And so to help with get rid of gingivitis, we could really take care of our have good nutrition, and then make sure that we're flossing and getting that bacteria out of the gums. All right, and other things that we could incorporate is fluoride, which fluoride hardens the tooth enamel and protects our teeth from many dental caries. It also helps us remineralize our teeth. Perfect. So that. And do you have any questions at all, Hannah, so far? No? Okay. So it looks like you had some remineralization on your teeth. And this is caused by your enamel needing it. So the outer surface of your tooth, the acid is attacking it. So some foods that may be causing that looks like that you're eating is orange juice. It has a lot of acid in it. Any like citrus fruits that you might be eating, let's try to minimize that a little bit and get some remineralization in your teeth. Okay. Or like to remember to be drinking water after you're eating any acidic food or fruits. So the analysis of your periogenic foods, carbohydrates, it looks like you have a lot of liquid foods in your diet, and some sticky foods like maple syrup, um, chocolate chip Cliff Bar. I know those like to stick to the surface of your tooth. So making sure that we're getting that food out of our teeth will help to decrease these caries. Smoothies, you might want to rinse your mouth out because that is a high sugar content. It looks like at 29 grams of sugar for just one serving. So let's make sure to rinse our mouth out with water afterwards. High frequency snacking, which it looks like you're not really doing. You're having one snack a day, which is good. But high frequency snacking decreases the ability of calcium and phosphate to remineralize our teeth between episodes. So we really want your teeth to remineralize, and so let's try to not do that. Your sweets look good. It looks like a lot of your sugar is coming from healthy sugar, which is good. I don't see any candy snacking, which you stated that you do not snack on candy often. Okay, and then some tips that I can give you for reducing the acid-forming bacteria is rinsing with fluoride water to help remove the food. You could brush and floss every night before bed. There's some snacks that I showed you that too. You could snack on stuff like cheese. String cheese is really good, and it doesn't promote bacteria. Sequence of food consumption. So you could eat breakfast, brush your teeth after you eat breakfast, or drink coffee, which it doesn't look like you drink much coffee. You do drink tea, so remember that can also affect your teeth, so just make sure to drink water after that. And yeah, you could, so just make sure to drink a glass of water every time we eat something. The periodontal disease, so you have 0% bone loss, so you're not at risk of perio at all, but we still want to inform you of what periodontitis is because you are at gingivitis and it could lead to periodontitis. So it destroys the soft tissue of the gums and can destroy the bone that supports your teeth. It can cause your teeth to loosen and eventually cause tooth loss. So this is formed from plaque on your tooth. It hardens under your gum line into calculus, and the longer that it sits there, the more damage that it can do. So tartar is removed by brushing, or it cannot be removed by brushing or flossing, but the plaque can. And then we, as dental hygienists, are there to remove the tartar. So plaque will cause the gingivitis, and then gingivitis can lead to periodontitis, and there is different stages. So right now you are at... So here's the healthy stage where our gums are pink, stipple, they firmly fill, and then you can see at stage 1, which is gingivitis, which is what you're at, the gums get inflamed, red, puffy. So this is reversible right here, but then once we get into early periodontitis, it's no longer reversible, and we can start to see radiographic changes in the bone. So the bone starts to deteriorate. So once you get to this stage, you cannot go back. So it's very important once you have gingivitis to make sure that the healing process goes and we get it back to healthy. And so it's broken into healthy, gingivitis, early, periodontitis, moderate, and advanced. And you are right about here in gingivitis. Very slight, but we still want to get that back to healthy. Get down. So back to your dietary analysis. It looks like you could incorporate some more cheese into your diet. It looks like you're doing great with eating eggs. Some more protein could be incorporated in your diet as well, eating meat such as chicken, fish, any healthy food, vegetables as well. I don't see that you're eating a lot of vegetables. Um, if you could incorporate some of those throughout the day, that would be great. Very good for your health as well as your oral health. All right. So I would think about changing. You don't really have a lot to change, actually. It looks like you're doing everything in moderation. The only thing that I would add is more vegetables. It looks like you are hitting it with fruit, your daily amount, and protein. So I would say the goal would be to eat more protein. Meats as a chicken and maybe salmon, any other fish. Eggs are great. You're doing great on that. And then incorporating some vegetables because it looks like you do not have any vegetables in your diet right now. So getting those greens in. All right. And alternative to orange juice could be just eating oranges, which are great as well. Because the orange juice, they put added sugar in there. So an orange is going to have less sugar in it. And then, let's record the goals for change. Your goal is going to be to eat more vegetables. So let's say you're going to incorporate 1 serving of veggies a day, and then incorporate more protein into your diet. And can you tell me about how you are going to incorporate this and how you're going to change your diet a little bit? Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank you, Hannah, for coming today. We will see each other in 6 months, and we'll go over this dietary analysis and report any changes and any findings at all. And then, thank you for coming today. And then I would document my rationale for dietary analysis, and the dietary analysis will be included in the documentation. The results of the dietary analysis will be recorded, and the rationale. And that's it.